Hello, 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 hello. Oh man, I just wanted to jump on here and do a live right quick. Just kick it with you. Forgive me for not having camera on, but my hair's not done, so no thank you. Anyway, I just wanted to talk real quick, so I'll sit and wait a few minutes to see if anybody joins. If not, I will get. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 219 because my angel number 219 keeps popping up, so I'm gonna give it a minute. And then I just want to kick it with you and just talk about 3 reasons you don't love yourself. And then I'm gonna kind of tell my story a little bit, and then just if anybody wants to join in. Actually, I don't know if anybody's on here, but I'm gonna leave my post so I will know when people comes on. Okay, so it's 219. I just want to say this is Coach Tanya. Thank you for joining me. And I just want to kick it with you and see what's real. So today we're finding out what's real with loving yourself. So 3 reasons why you don't love yourself. And this is real 100 real shit. And before I start, I just want to tell a little bit about my story on my journey of self-love and self-discovery and just healing from pain. So growing up, I don't know, for those of you who know me, know from reading my books or other programs that you've may have purchased from me or just simply hearing my story, but I grew up with a very emotionally draining childhood. I was often left alone. My parents were emotionally unavailable, always worked, never there. And when they were there, I got very little attention. I felt as if I wasn't loved. I felt that I was not important, invisible. When I was 12 years old, my dad called me the dumbest child in the world. My sister would call me fat, black, and ugly. Just all kinds of things. I even got dumped by a guy, like literally in kindergarten. We were together from kindergarten to 5th grade. 6th grade, we started getting older. And we went to middle school, and he met this other girl and actually dumped me because he said she was prettier than me and her booty was bigger than mine. I talk about all of this in my book. But anyway, so my journey, all of those things, leaving my house at 17 years old and moving on my own, I thought that I could tackle the world so unprepared, just so unprepared, not having a foundation or a simple understanding of what life was like. My parents didn't teach me much. They taught me to just put up with whatever comes your way. No fight, no ability to transform or manifest or create different. None of the things that I'm experiencing now as an adult. But it's interesting. On my journey of self-love, I was just thinking yesterday that learning more and more, and God is revealing so much to me every day or every season of the particular experience that I'm going through, or every moment or whatever it is, he's revealing to me more and more, because as I surrender more and more to him, he's opening himself up to me more so that I can feel more comfortable on the journey and start actually knowing and believing and trusting what it is that he's teaching me. So on my journey, I just realized that those things that I experienced as a kid, being molested as a kid, gang raped, and, all of those things, experiencing traumatic relationships, toxic relationships, abusive relationships. Of course, my last one being the worst of all, which was definitely an eye-opener for me. It was definitely the universe waking me up, so to speak. And because I was so asleep, because I didn't love myself, I it took so long. It took many relationships, many repeated mistakes. It took many error situations. It took many falls. It took many losses. It took much out of me before I was able to fully understand what was going on. And part of the reason that was, and this is the reason why I'm telling this story. Part of the reason that was because as a child, those things that you need for a child to soak up, because they have that saying that a kid soaks up everything at a certain age. At that certain age, if you allow your child to soak up things that are incorrect or toxic, or even if they experience toxic things and you don't catch it and fix it and plant a new seed right after that, then the brain starts to develop, and that ego and that mindset that we have later on as adults becomes very difficult to break. No matter what is attached to having that mindset, it becomes very difficult to break the way you think about things if you've never had anything as a basis or a foundation to teach you something differently. So being molested as a kid and not having that comfort zone to go talk to my mother for her to fix it out of fear and taking care of her, because I had this fear if my mom found out, she would kill the man. So I didn't want her to go to jail. So I bared the burden, and even at a young age, because of the things that I experienced, I wasn't even practicing self-love as a kid. And when I grew up thinking this way, that's what turned into people pleasing. That's what turned into an empath with no boundaries. I wasn't taught what boundaries were. I never knew what boundaries were. And the fact that it was never taught to me through my parents or even life experiences never taught me until I started to get older, and just started to get tired of being treated a certain way or even feeling a certain way. So the reason I experience most of those things is because of what I want to talk about today, which is 3 reasons why we don't love ourselves. 3 reasons why we don't love ourselves. One of those reasons is, and as a child, I experienced this myself. One of the reasons is you were never taught that what you do is special. Your authenticity, your uniqueness was never pinpointed out to you. It was never nurtured. It was never paid attention to. It was never honored. It was never respected. It was never seen. It was never acknowledged. And if it was because you were probably doing something. Who you were was never treated special. So you don't have that foundation to trust who you are. Pretty much you don't know who you are because you have this distorted thought of who you are, and your mindset and the way that you think about yourself is so far off. It does not feed the universe positive energy about you, which means that you continuously repeat things that will bring that negative energy or those negative experiences back in your life. So because you were never taught that you were special, you have this negative mindset about you that does not think that you are special. So you energetically pull people into your life or situations into your life that reflect that thought that you have about yourself. And because you have that thought about yourself, it tends to feed insurmountably the false thought that you are not lovable, that you're not worth the effort, that you're not worthy of being extended love to, or extended affection to, or extended care to. So because you were never taught that your uniqueness was not special, you have a problem and you struggle with your authenticity. That's probably why you wear a mask. That's probably why you're afraid, you're shy. You're afraid to show your true self, because in showing your true self, it was reflected to you at an early age that wasn't good enough. That what you had to offer to this world was nothing, that nobody wanted to see it. Nobody cared. So one of the reasons why you don't love yourself is you were never taught that what you do is special. Who you are is special. You were never validated. You were never given the sign of approval, the seal, the stamp of approval. But I'm here to tell you that God gave you that when he created you. You are approved and ready, set to go. And whatever it is that you have to face in life, you don't have to seek that approval or that validation from your parents. Because as long as you continue to seek that, or as long as you continue to have that understanding or that false belief about yourself, then you'll continue to create situations in your life where you won't get treated like you mean something, or that you're valid, or that you're special, because our thoughts create our reality. And in the back of your mind, you have a thought that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough, that you're not valid to this world, that you mean nothing, that you're invisible. So if you're experiencing those feelings of not feeling seen, or everybody's ignoring you, or everybody's doing that, then that means that you are seeking validation outside of what is actually inside of you. And if you are seeking validation, then that means that there's a bare part of you that needs to undergo some understanding and some rewriting of a story about who you really are. Because you are enough. You are good enough. You are valid. God created you for a certain thing. And because it was not confirmed verbally, and because it was not confirmed physically in your youth, does not mean that it's not real. That just simply means that your life's journey is based off of that. So maybe you being ignored as a child and feeling unloved and unseen, maybe the universe full circle is trying to tell you your purpose is to help people feel seen. It's to help people to see their voice, or to hear their voice, or to know who they are. But you had to go experiences yourself. You had to be placed in certain experiences yourself in order for you to even understand that. So because you weren't taught that what you do or who you are is special, it takes away the level of love that you have for yourself. Number 2, a second reason why you don't love yourself. You were never accepted for simply being you. And that piggybacks on number 1. You were never fully accepted for being you. You always had to add this, or take that away, or do this, or don't do that. Everything that was attached to your love, you had to work for. And because you had to work for that love, it had conditions. And because it had conditions, you place conditions on how you receive love for yourself. Because again, the thought creates the reality. And if your thought is love is conditional and you have to work for it, then you will create situations in your life, relationships in your life, where you have to work hard. You have to beg for it. I remember literally, I have been on my knees, literally. And I'm not even embarrassed to say that, because I understand where it came from. I literally used to beg my mother and father to pay attention to me. And I oftentimes saw myself having my kids do the same thing. It's a generational curse. It's a generational curse. And not being accepted for who you are, flaws and all, it tends to allow you to focus on your flaws more than who you really are, and the importance and the essence of who you really are. And when you focus on your flaws more than your good parts, then that disintegrates, or that tears down the love that you have for yourself. Because that false belief that you have to work hard for love to get love, then you're definitely going to have experiences where you have to work hard to get love. Again, you'll be begging for attention, begging for affection, begging for love, begging for respect, begging for just to be heard, begging to be seen. You'll be begging. You'll be constantly begging. Because as a child, you were constantly begging. And inside of your mind, and the false thought right now that you have it as an adult, lacking that love for yourself, you think that you have to work hard for love. And if you have to work hard to receive love, then you're not going to put yourself out there as if the love that you have to offer is good enough. Which means that you're going to attract bum ass motherfuckers that do bum ass motherfucking shit. Period. Period. Because you were never shown that love is unconditional. Now, God may have the unconditional love for you, because some people you do have to put a limit on your love. Your active participation in their life, not necessarily your love. Because I can actually say that I still love my ex-husband, the version of the man I fell in love with, even though that wasn't him. But the ideal or the version of the man he showed me falsely is who I love. And he was never that person. So that man that he showed me is who I love. And that love represented him, even though that's not him. But I don't like him. He's a liar and a con artist. But that love that I felt for the him that I loved, I will always love that part of him. Real or not, because that just shows me that in spite of him being who he is, I'm still able to reach into my heart and extend love to him. And remember good things and not just the bad. But I had to understand through a process and learning that foundation of loving myself, of self-discovery, that's all a part of the process. You know, when you're going on a journey and you're learning new things, we tend to beat ourselves up. And because we beat ourselves up, we think that we're not progressing forward. We think that we're failing. We think that it's not going according to plan. But what I'm trying to tell you, when you are in a healing stage, there is no plan. There is no how to do this. It's just you take every moment at a time. And whatever it is that your heart needs, whatever it is that your mind needs, your soul needs, then you give it that. If it needs to be removed from toxic people, then that's what you do. If it needs to be around people that love you, then that's what you do. If it needs to be a hermit and you by yourself and you think, then that's what you do. You do what is best for you. And you love yourself unconditionally. And again, some people don't need unconditional love. You can love them from a distance is what I'm saying. You don't have to have them in your life to love somebody. That's what I'm saying. But you definitely don't have to work for love. Because when somebody loves you, they don't make you go through a bunch of hoops and loops and bumps and bruises to prove your love. That's not even loving themselves. Because if they loved you and you loved them, then they wouldn't even take you through that, because they would want to embrace that love. And that's the sign of someone that does not love themselves either. So you have two people that don't love themselves, that's hurting each other and teaching each other about the opposite and the opposite sex false information. Because I can actually say that the man that I married, all of the men that I've ever been with, toxic or not, they still had hearts. They still had frame of minds. They still had opinions. They still had feelings. They still had those things. I may not have respected it at the time or gave a fuck, but they did. Because of how they hurt me. But I love them conditionally. Some of them unconditionally, some of them conditionally. Because when they stopped doing what they were supposed to do or what they committed to do, I didn't love them anymore. I didn't love through it. Oftentimes I did, tried to, but it didn't work. Because loving through somebody that does not love you makes you feel like you don't love yourself. Because it's a difference between allowing somebody that made a mistake with you to heal Even if you do separate and get back together, but to heal and grow and learn and repent for what they did versus somebody that's just lying to you and still abusing you along the way. But buying time by saying, I'm sorry and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to fix this and I want to do that. Buying time to just further abuse you and even further manipulate you. It's a big difference. But that lack of self-love comes from you not being fully accepted for who you are. You having had conditions placed on your love. Like if you got attention when you got good grades in school. Or when you cleaned the house, you got attention, but when you didn't, you got verbally attacked and assaulted. The inconsistency made you believe that you had to work hard for love. And because you had to work hard at love growing up, you create and manifest situations where you have to work hard to receive love. Because until you take that thought that you are not worthy of love out of your mind, it's going to continue to be that way. And number 3, you were never shown consistent protection and covering. So you've heard of those people that just say, I just don't feel safe, or I don't feel loved, or I don't feel a part of something. Then that means that your grounding to this universe, to this earth, has been disconnected and uprooted. Then that means that when you were a child, that's where it took place. When your mindset was developing, you realized that you couldn't depend on anybody because there was nobody consistently there protecting you. There was nobody consistently there covering you. There was nobody consistently there making sure that your feelings were okay. Hearing your opinion on things. Caring about what it is that you wanted. Taking care of you. Showing you that they would be there for you. You may have had in and out parents. People who were always gone, never consistently with you, or emotionally draining, or you may have had on alcohol. This is where people pleasing comes from. This is where narcissism comes from. This is where being an empath with no boundaries comes from. You learn these personality things or these personality traits or ways of being as an adult based off of the childhood experiences. And trauma doesn't have to be brutal. Trauma could be that every time you came home from school, your mother wasn't there. And you were always excited and wanted to see her. And you had to wait 5 hours. And that could be trauma. Anything could be traumatic to you. Anything that disturbs the peace of the equilibrium of your soul is traumatic. But we have to understand that in that trauma is our purpose and our reason for life. So we cannot be stuck on being sour pusses about what happened to us, and not to say or to demean or belittle or minimize what we've been through, because I've been through a lot. But I understand through emotional growth, through spiritual maturity, that it all serves a purpose, and I have no reason to be angry, and I definitely have every reason to love myself. And this is a journey of discovery. You have to self-discover. You have to discover things about yourself that you never knew. And how do you do that? You remove yourself from those things that are blocking your view of who you are. Those things that are keeping you stuck and stagnant in false beliefs about yourself that keep you wearing that mask. You have to get rid of that. You have to remove that from your life. You have to pray and ask God to take away those things that do not belong and replace them with the things that do. You have to ask God to give you the ability to discern those who are of no service for you, who mean you no good. You have to ask God and pray for him to reveal a map for you. Place his ordered steps before you so that you can clearly see what's before you and know what to do. You have to reach out to the universe. You have to, you got to claim what's yours. You have to speak life into what you want. You have to claim it. And because you have these 3 things that happened to you as a kid, it becomes difficult for you to love yourself as an adult. But again, that's the journey. That's the journey. There is a journey and it's a process to it. And it's hard work learning to love yourself or re-love yourself, because God gave us the gift of love when we were born. So it was just stripped of us as a kid. So we're relearning how to love ourselves. And in relearning how to love yourself, you understand that you are a valid entity to this world. That you do not have to work hard for those things that God has blessed and reserved for you. And God is your source. He is your provider. He is your protector. And if you surrender to him, and if you allow him to be what it is that he is for you, then he will be that for you. So because of the unhealthy attachments that were created within your childhood, you have ultimately, and you can look at your life and see you have created an unhealthy life for yourself. So the objective and the goal is to recreate the life that you want to live. And that want is deep down inside of you because it was already predestined for you to have. That's why you want it. It was already designed to be in your heart. That's why it's a want. It's something that is yours. But you just have to do the work to get it. And if you want self-love, then you have to put in the work to get it. You have to retrain your mind. You have to shift your mindset. You have to change your belief systems. You have to let go of things that no longer serve you. You have to surrender to the powerful forces of the universe and the Creator. You cannot be in control of the situation, because if you control it, it's going to remain the same way. It's going to remain the same way. And if you want to change your life, then you have to change your mind. If you want to change your life, you have to change your mind. So my journey on self-discovery and learning how to love myself and validate myself, it's all about healing from your pain. It's all about healing from your pain. And that's why I have created this a full 3-hour coaching for healing session that I want to extend and offer you today or whenever you hear this video. For the rest of this month, for the month of January, I'm offering the course for half off. Half off. Just an introductory early bird special price for the month of January to celebrate the new year and the new you. It's a 3-hour healing course, or coaching session rather. But you're going to get the full-blown everything. You're going to get a healing reading so we can get an idea of where to start your healing. We're going to talk about chakras and do some chakra work and some meditation work. We're going to do some shadow work, some inner child healing work. We're going to do some cognitive behavior therapy. Yep. And we're going to do some strategy and coaching at the same time. Plus, you're going to get to ask questions and answers. Plus, you're going to get to ask questions, and I'll do the answers. We're going to do a Q&A. So if you are interested in getting this course and learning to put yourself on the path of self-discovery, or if you're on the path of self-discovery already, you're stuck and you just need to move forward, you're missing something and you want to know what that something is, then drop your information below. Let me know that you are interested in the full 3-hour coaching for healing session. I'll send you a link and you can go ahead and book your free coaching session, your free strategy session, to get an understanding of what the program, of what the course will be. So you actually will talk to me twice. So I'm going to put the link below so you can book your free strategy session. And with the strategy session, we're going to go over the process of the 3-hour coaching session. So you'll get an understanding of what to expect from your session, pretty much. And then I'll be able to go over the multiple array of services and programs that I have to offer. But I'm telling you, this 3-hour coaching session is awesome. It's pretty much everything that I do. I put it all together. I've been doing some work and some spiritual healing myself and purifying and cleansing myself. And I came up with this awesome idea. So, and I understand that times are hard and people are, struggling, but I do also understand that people spend money where they want to. So I had to overcome some fears of my own and understand that what I do is valuable. And it's only for a select few anyway. And those are the few that are going to invest in themselves. And I don't have to worry about it. I understand that now. So no, I'm not afraid to charge the prices that I want to charge, that I know is worth it. Trust me. I have plenty of clients that can tell you that my price is worth it. It may seem like a lot. And to some people, it doesn't seem like enough. But definitely know that I have many programs. But I will definitely drop the information for this 3-hour coaching for healing session. I'm telling you, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm going to actually do a YouTube video about it, and I'm going to be posting that on this page in a near future, a couple of days from now, probably later this week. I'll be posting that later this week. But I'll be explaining everything within the program. But if you're interested, definitely let me know, get a heads up. But for the month of January only, February 1st, it goes up to its regular price. And if you're going to purchase it, you better do it now, because that link that I have listed is for the regular price. I have a special link for those who are ordering and purchasing today. I also have my exclusive. The link's not ready yet, but I'm giving you heads up. My exclusive Facebook group where you pay a monthly fee for me to be your personal virtual coach. So it's a personal virtual coaching program, but you do pay a monthly fee, and within that monthly fee, within the social media group, you have access to everything that I post in there. Everything that I post is free for you. You just have to pay the monthly fee, and you can't even get in the group unless you pay not the monthly fee, the annual fee, unless you pay the annual fee. If you pay the annual fee, then you're in there. And you get whatever information I post. And then I do my weekly posting and all of that. So it's definitely worth it. It may seem like a lot, but it's actually definitely worth it. And you also get a one-on-one coaching session, as well as motivational videos and all of the things that I normally do. I just do them more in depth. So this particular group that we're in now is a free group. So I don't do as much in this group as I'm going to do in my paid group. And the group is officially not even open yet. But again, I will be posting in that group and preparing for it. I have a lot of new things set up and lined up for this year. Know that I'm pretty much doing an event every Saturday. Every Saturday I'll probably be doing my live events unless something comes up and I have to reschedule it. Then continuously going on with my weekly posting in this group, which is going to be not limited or reduced, but it won't be so active because I'm shifting over to my paid group. I'm just committing to a new year and a new me. And I hope that you're doing the same. But again, all of that came from my journey of self-discovery and self-love. So my journey has definitely been a lengthy one. I am 45 years old. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to turn up for my 45th birthday. I'm thinking of doing a masquerade mix and mingle, a virtual masquerade mix and mingle, where you just jump in, smoke, drink, take a drink, hit the blunt, whatever you're going to do to chill and celebrate my 45th birthday with me, then I'm definitely excited about that. But anyway, thank you for joining me. This was an exciting live. I just said I was going to come on right quick. I don't know how long I've been on here, but it's been longer than right quick. Actually, no, I started at 2:19. Oh yeah, this has actually been a nice lengthy one. But anyway, but I just want to put that out there. I hope that you like and share this page. Like and share. If you can't use the information, then pass it on to somebody that does. If you know anybody that's interested in joining this group or any of the activities that you may see posted, tag their names and let them know. Because again, this group is for you guys, and it's definitely designed for a reason. And I'm ready to have active participants, and I'm ready to go to work. So again, this free group, you can stay inactive all you want, but those that are interested in actually healing and making a difference, you want to jump on the other side, or you just want to stay active in this group, that's fine. But do something about the pain that you're experiencing. And those 3 things that I talk about: never taught that you were special, never being accepted